Now the advantage of an acoustic over an electric is pretty obvious because you don't have to lug around an amplifier, but electric guitar has an advantage in that it's just louder. It's better as a solo instrument. Acoustic is used more for accompaniment, and so we concentrate more on chords, and that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, even among acoustics, there are different kinds of acoustics, steel string and nylon string. As you may notice here, I'm playing a nylon string acoustic. And the advantage of nylon string, for a beginner especially, is that the strings are a little softer on the fingers. The whole guitar has a softer sound. It doesn't bite quite as much, but it has a mellow quality that's all its own. If you play a steel string or a nylon string, the techniques and the styles that we'll be showing are really completely the same. In both cases, you're going to want to start with a set of chords that, well, everyone pretty much learns these chords right at the beginning. They're called the open position chords. Now, I'm going to assume that you've already got some basic knowledge of the guitar, so we'll review these chords quickly, okay? If you don't know these, you might want to stop and spend a little time with these before we move on. This first chord is E major. The root is on the 6th string and 1st string, as well as the 4th string, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger. The next chord right next door, open chord, is A major. The root is the open A string. You also find an A on the 3rd string. 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, and have to keep your wrist down, keep those fingers up so that you can hear the open 1st string ring out. And when you strum that chord, be careful not to strum the 6th string. You want to start from the 5th and work your way up. And next to that, we have D major. And here the root is on the 4th string, open D, 1st finger, 3rd finger, and 2nd finger on top. And there, be careful when you strum, whether you're using your thumb or your pick. We'll talk about right hand in a second. Make sure you strum from the 4th string up. All right, let's do a little exercise just to get warmed up here between those chords. We're going to start with E, and then I'll call out the chords. And as I call them out, you form them and play them. All right, start with E. 3, 4. Now we go to A. Back to E. Make that transition smooth. Work on getting all the fingers to go down together. One more time. And back again. Now we're going to go to D. Here we go. And back to A. Back to D again. Back to A. And to E. Now D, now to A, and back home. The next chord I'm going to show you, which is hopefully a familiar chord, is G. Let's go to the big fat chord here. 3rd finger plays the high G, and then there's nothing happening until you get over the 1st finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and the 2nd finger. Now the trick here is to keep those middle 3 strings, the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings open. Nice, clear, ringing sound. Real big chord. And then another chord right close by is the C. Here the root is on the 5th string and also the 2nd string. And the chord is formed with the 3rd finger, 2nd finger, open G, 1st finger, open E. In this one, be careful not to strum the low E string. All right, let's put the G chord and the C chord to work for a second. Start with G and play along with me. 3, 4. Now switch to C. All the fingers have to move as a group. And back again. Keep your fingers low to the fingerboard. Press them down together. This is the kind of thing you practice on your own until it feels comfortable. Now play D. Remember D? And back to G again. Now there's one other commonly used open position chord. It's a little different. It's called B7. And I'm not going to tell you why the 7's on there, other than it makes the chord complicated, all right? Sounds like this. You can hear in the sound of the chord that it has a little bit more complexity. That's the 7th. That's what makes it a 7th chord. Second finger, first finger, third finger, open B string, and fourth finger on top. This requires all 4 fingers. And in this one again, you don't play the bottom string, don't play the 6th string. All right? And putting that one to work, play the B chord. Now play A. Back to B. Back to A. Now play E. Once again, somewhere in there you can probably hear a song starting to emerge. Now to practice these chords, and this is kind of review material, getting us ready for the next step, what I would suggest is as simple as this. You've got 6 chords here. You've got the E, A, D, G, and C, plus the B7. And what you can do, this might sound silly, but this works. Write those 6 letters of the alphabet down on a piece of paper in any order, random order, any way you want. And then play the chords in the order that you wrote them, and mix them up all the time. The goal of this kind of exercise is to be able to make a shift from any chord to any other chord instantly. The fingers going down as a group, it requires memorization of the fingering shapes, and that's the essence of building your technique. So go ahead and work on that for a minute, and then we'll come back and take a look at some other techniques.